Hello my dear students, welcome to LJ Physics Academy. This is second part of moment of inertia concept. If you did not watch part 1, just click on the I button. Today we are going to see moment of inertia of continuous bodies. So before that we will just see moment of inertia of discrete particles of system having 2-point masses m1 and m2, so that when I will apply for continuous body it will become very clear for you, is it? So point mass m1 is situated at a distance of r1 and point mass m2 is situated at a distance of r2 from axis of rotation. Then for this system moment of inertia is given by m1 r1 square plus m2 r2 square. But this we can apply for the system having 2-point masses, 3-point masses, 4-point masses like this. But if in the system thousands and millions of particles are there, can we apply this? No, it is going to be the too much lengthy. So here we are going to use the integration method. So for that I have taken a system having n particles. Let's take here I have taken dm1, dm2, dm3. Similarly, how many particles are there? N particles are there. dm1 at a distance of r1, dm2 at a distance of r2 and dm3 at a distance of r3 from axis of rotation. Similarly, n particles are there, dm4 at a distance of r4, dm5 at a distance of r5. So here moment of inertia is given by dm1 r1 square plus dm2 r2 square plus dm3 r3 square plus dot dot dot, so many n particles, that means dmn rn square. Hence in the summation form we can write sigma I equal to 1 to n dmi into ri square. Okay, and here dm is the very small point mass dm. We write for the continuous body having thousands and millions of particles, this above expression can be written as integration dm into r square. Okay, this is the general formula of or general expression of moment of inertia of continuous bodies. Now we will see cases of moment of inertia of continuous bodies. First case is that moment of inertia of thin uniform rod. That means the thickness of the rod is very thin, very small. Okay, along the axis passing through its center of mass. So let's take the center of mass of the rod is at the origin. Mass of the rod is m and length of the rod is l. Then here mass per unit length of the rod is given by lambda. What we can write here? M by L. Now to calculate moment of inertia at a distance of x from the axis of rotation, we will take very small thickness dx. Let's take the mass of this dx, length of the rod is dm. Okay, so mass per unit length is m by L. Then mass of dx, length of rod will be how much here? We can write here m by L into dx, and this mass of dx, length of rod is dm. That means we can write here dm equal to m by L into dx. Okay, first task is that we have to find out the dm. Now we got the dm. Now we will use here our formula which is given by I integration. Value of dm, how much we got? M by L into dx into, and here this point mass is situated at a distance of x. So here instead of r we will use the term x, that means x square. So now we will simplify it. M by L is constant, it will come outside, x square into dx. Now after finding out the dm and putting into the formula, we have to put the limits, lower limit and the upper limit. So here the rod starts from here, one end is here and another end is here. So here this side, if this is the origin, this side is minus L by 2 and this side is plus L by 2. That means one end of the rod at a distance of minus L by 2 from the origin, from the center of mass, and another end of the rod is at a distance of plus L by 2 from the center of mass or origin. So here limit will be x equal to minus L by 2 to plus L by 2. Now we are going to simplify it. I equal to m by L integration x square dx. Here you know the formula, integration of x to the power n dx is given by x to the power n plus 1 by n plus 1. Here n equal to 2. That means here this is going to be x cube by 3, limits minus L by 2 to plus L by 2. Now m by this 3 is constant, this will also come outside, 3l, again x cube, again limit, minus l by 2 to plus l by 2. Now m by 3l. First we will put the upper limit, that means l by 2 whole cube minus this lower limit minus l by 2 whole cube. Now I equal to, from here we can write here m by 3l, here it is going to be l cube by 8, and here when you will solve it you will come l cube by 8, it is going to be 1 by 12 ml square. This is moment of inertia of the rod when axis is passing through the center of mass. Now after that we will see other cases. Case 2 is moment of inertia of rectangular plate about an axis passing through its center of mass. So here I have taken one rectangular plate of mass m, length l and breadth b. This plate is rotating about the axis passing through the center of the mass. Now as this plate is having the area, so mass per unit area of this plate is represented by sigma, and it is given by mass. Area of this plate, how much? Rectangular plate, that means b into l. Now after that, to calculate the moment of inertia of this plate about this axis, I will take very small strip of thickness dx at a distance of small x from the axis of rotation, and let's take mass of this strip is dm. Okay, so here mass of this strip, what I have taken, mass is dm, and let's take area is dA. Okay, so mass of dA area will be how much? If I write from here, m by bl into dA. Okay, and we know that mass of dA area, how much? dm, that means dm equal to, what will be the dA here? If I draw here this strip again, so here this strip I have drawn again. Okay, thickness how much? dx, and this length how much? The length of the strip is again b. Okay, that means the area of this strip is going to be how much? dx into b. So here we can write m by bl or b into dx. This will be the area. So this b and this b will cancel out. That means mass of the strip is going to be m by l into dx. Okay, now after getting dm, we are going to calculate the moment of inertia. So moment of inertia of this strip of mass dm present at a distance of small x from the axis of rotation will be how much? Here we can write here dm into x square. The moment we will integrate it, we will get the moment of inertia of the complete plate. So now we will put the value of dm. This is going to be how much? Integration dm m by l x square into dx. Now limits. This is one end of the plate, this is another end of the plate. That means here also, just like previous, limit is going to be x equal to minus l by 2 to plus l by 2, because this length, if I consider this is origin, that means this side minus l by 2 and this one plus l by 2. That's why minus l by 2 to plus l by 2. The moment we will integrate it as like previous, it is going to be 1 by 12 ml square. This is moment of inertia of the plate when axis is just bisecting the length. Similarly, if axis is bisecting the breadth, let's take here, this is the plate now, I have taken, this is b, length is l. So if axis is bisecting the breadth, here axis is bisecting the length, if axis is bisecting the breadth, then moment of inertia about this axis for this plate is given by I equal to 1 by 12 m b square for this one. Okay, now after this, case 3 is moment of inertia of disk about an axis passing through its center of mass and perpendicular to the plane of the disk. That means here the axis is perpendicular to the plane of the disk. Okay, let's take here mass of the disk is m and radius is r. This is the radius. Now again, as this disk is having the area, so mass per unit area will be how much? Mass of the disk m and area, as disk is circular, that means m by pi r square. Now after this again I will just cut very small circular ring. This is one ring I cut inside the disc. Okay, and let's take mass of this ring is how much? Dm, and area. Mass is dm and area is how much? dA, and thickness of this ring is dr. Now let's take this ring is present at a distance of small r from the axis of rotation. So here the area of this ring is given by, how to calculate? We will just cut the ring here. Let's take I cut the ring here. After cutting the ring I just make it stretch. So like this I can write here after cutting, like this. Okay, thickness how much? dr. As this radius is r, so circumference will be how much? 2 pi r. Okay, so now this area we have to calculate this area. This is given by dA equal to 2 pi r into dr. Okay, after this we will just calculate mass of dA area is going to be how much? m by pi r square into dA. Now after putting the value of dA, what will be the mass of dA area? What we considered here? dm. That means this is going to be how much? m by pi r square. dA how much? We know 2 pi r dr. 2 pi r dr. Okay, so this is the mass of the ring. Now moment of inertia of the disc will be what? Integration of dm. This ring mass is dm, situated at a distance of small r, so dm into r square. The moment we will do the integration, because here this disc, if I consider this disc is made up of so many rings. The moment we will add all those rings, we will do the integration of all those rings, we will get the moment of inertia of disc. So here we will just put the value here. dm how much? We know that if we cancel out, this pi will be cancelled out. That means how much? 2m by r square, r dr, and here r square, that means r cube dr. Now this 2m by r square is constant, that will come outside. I equal to 2m by r square integration r cube dr. Now limits. We know that first ring starts from the center and last ring at the circumference. That means limits will be what? R equal to 0 to capital R. That means this is going to be how much? 2m by r square integration of r cube dr how much? R to the power 4 by 4, limit 0 to r. Okay, now after this we can write moment of inertia. This is given by I equal to this 2m by r square, 2m by r square, and here first we will put the upper limit, that means r to the power 4 minus 0 to the power 4, that means 0, and this 4 is constant, that will come outside. That means here moment of inertia is given by, after simplifying this, 1 by 2 mr square. This is the moment of inertia of the disc when axis is perpendicular to the plane of the disc. Okay, now let's see fourth case. Moment of inertia of ring about an axis passing through its center of mass and perpendicular to the plane of the ring. So here also this is the axis perpendicular to the plane of the ring, and let's take mass of the ring is m and radius is r. Okay, so what I will do here, again I will take very small length of mass dm on the circumference of the ring. Okay, so here for this dm mass, moment of inertia will be how much here? This moment of inertia, very small moment of inertia, is given by what? dm into r square. Is it? Hence overall moment of inertia of the ring will be what? Integration di. Is it? That means integration dm into r square. Now this dm is situated at a distance of capital R. Similarly other masses, so many point masses are there on the ring. All these point masses are situated at a distance of capital R from the center of the ring. That means here r square is constant, this will come outside, so r square integration dm. So the moment we will add all those masses present at the circumference of the ring, moment of inertia of the ring is given by mr square. Okay, now let's see the fifth case. Here is one sphere is there, 3-dimensional. We know that this is 2-dimensional, this is 2-dimensional, this is also two dimensional, but here if sphere is there, okay, and axis is passing through the center of mass of the sphere, okay, then for hollow sphere, moment of inertia is given by 2 by 3 mr square, where m is the mass of the sphere and r is the radius of the sphere, okay. Again for solid sphere, that means if this sphere is solid, so for solid sphere moment of inertia is given by 2 by 5 mr square, okay. After this we will see parallel axis theorem and perpendicular axis theorem in part 3.